I have seen some pretty cool branding when it comes to blockchains and the platforms that are built on them, but none have come near as cool as the stuff that I've seen on the Fantom network. Everything just fits this spooky atmosphere, and it's really cool to see everyone collaborating on these branded projects. Welcome to Whiteboard Crypto, the #1 YouTube channel for crypto education, and here we explain topics of the cryptocurrency world using analogies, stories, and examples so that you can easily understand them. In this video, we are going to explain what the Fantom network is, how it's different than the other Ethereum killers, and also some unique idea that they are implementing that is currently worth around $500 million, including what that means for the future of their price. So first things first, Fantom uses a DAG, and a DAG is actually not a blockchain. In a blockchain, each block contains data, but each block must also have one before it and one after it, so it's a chain. In a DAG, there are a bunch of computers in a network, and they all just kind of gossip back and forth about transactions that they have with nearby computers. Using this back and forth method, they agree on what the ledger is and what the data should be stored on them throughout time. Think of it kind of like a rumor that spreads. Now this has pros and cons, but there seems to be a few more pros. For example, the transactions are confirmed as fast as possible, instead of waiting on past transactions to be confirmed. This also increases something called finality, but we'll talk about that later. Next up, we have their consensus mechanism. So Fantom actually uses a special proof of stake model called Lachesis. Now, if you don't know what proof of stake is, definitely go check out our 2 videos on it. People seem to really enjoy them. But right now, Lachesis has only around 50-ish validators. And to become a validator, you need to stake at least 1 million Fantom coins, which is currently a lot of money. To me, this doesn't scream decentralization, but maybe that's not the most important thing to the Fantom network. One thing to note about using a DAG and their Lachesis model is that to attack the network and create fake transactions, you only need to control around 1/3 of the network, which is much less than other cryptocurrency networks. Also, you don't have to be a validator to earn rewards. As validators are very expensive to set up, you can actually delegate your Fantom coins to another validator that you trust to use them to participate in the DAG. You only need 1 Fantom coin to do this, and you can start earning delegated staking rewards. However, you must select a lockup period from 1 day to 1 year. The longer you stake your tokens, the higher the reward you can earn. Also, due to how the DAG works and the Lachesis staking protocol, the network is very fast, up to around 4,500 transactions per second. And these include basic transactions and smart contracts. Now the important thing here is the finality of the transactions. Finality is a technical term that means when it is actually confirmed. For example, on Bitcoin, it could take up to an hour. For Ethereum, it could take up to 10 minutes. And on the Fantom network, it is around 1 to 2 seconds. Transaction costs are also very low on the Fantom network. Right now, each transaction is less than a penny. One thing that I thought was cool on this network is that you can lock up your Fantom coins to mint FUSD, which is a stablecoin backed by Fantom coins at a 5-to-1 ratio, meaning the stablecoin should be propped up pretty decently and hold its value during turbulent markets. Next up, I want to talk about their EVM compatibility. So I haven't mentioned this yet, and it is quite important. Fantom is actually EVM compatible, which stands for the Ethereum Virtual Machine. Essentially, if you build something on the Ethereum network, you can quite literally copy and paste your work over to the Fantom network, and it should work with a few minor tweaks. This is very good news for porting over popular dApps like Curve Finance, SushiSwap, and Cream, which is actually the fork of the famous Compound dApp. There's also a ton of developers on this network, and I'll explain that next. So the Fantom network has quite a hefty incentive program. Right now they are promising around 370 million tokens, currently worth $500 million, to developers who can create unique and useful applications on their network. Now this is a big thing with Fantom. Let me explain how they are different. So the Matic and the Avalanche incentive programs basically gave a bunch of free tokens away as advertising, getting people to come over to the network and earn money. Fantom instead isn't giving money to its users, but to its developers. Now this is super important because when you give money to the users, they go to where the money flows. And if you run out of money to keep giving them, they will just hop off your network and go to the next highest paying one. For Fantom though, they are actually incentivizing developers up to $1 million per month to create projects that get users to hold their money on the system. Basically, if you want to make money being a developer, come up with an idea that gets people to lock their money on the Fantom network, and you will be a millionaire. Now, the downside of this is it also means the return for users may not be as lucrative compared to other networks, but it'll be really interesting to see how this $500 million incentive program plays out. If anything, everything is EVM compatible, so whatever is developed can be used on a lot of other networks as well. Next up, I want to talk about their branding. Because it's without saying that Fantom has fantastic branding. Everywhere I look, it's like they have an entire marketing team. Even the dApps like SpookySwap, which is a decentralized exchange, or Tarot, like the Tarot cards, is a unique lending and borrowing protocol, or even Scream Finance, which is pretty much like Aave. All across the board, there are creative people working in the spooky, ghostly, Halloweenish branding throughout the network. Speaking of branding, something I found out about Fantom is that there's this guy who created the Fantom Alerts account. He has a few thousand YouTube subscribers and around 40,000 Twitter followers, and he basically just shares a bunch of news about the Fantom network. I have yet to find someone like this for other networks, and it's big news to find a content creator focusing on just one network. It means that they really believe in the project, so much so that they are willing to spend their time and money creating free content for others. By the way, I've actually had a talk with Austin from Fantom Alerts. He was super helpful in creating this video. You can check out his channel by visiting the link in the description below. Next up, I want to talk about governance. So I personally really like the way that Fantom is different when it comes to governance. Usually, on other blockchains, they'll have a voting system where you can use your coins to come up with new ideas, and other people can use their coins to vote yes or no based on how many tokens that they stake. And then the final answer is implemented by majority vote. Fantom, on the other hand, instead of using yay or nay, actually lets you vote from 1 to 4 how much you actually want to vote for a new idea. This way, instead of yes, you can say kind of yes. And then for the idea to pass and be implemented, an idea must have at least 66% of the voting power. I thought this was unique and I haven't seen it done anywhere else. Lastly, we have tokenomics. I don't have much on this, but first off, the Fantom coin was only worth around 1 penny in December of 2020, and now, almost a year later, it's worth $1.50. So that's the first thing you need to know. Secondly, Fantom is meant to be inflationary by nature, but they do have a max supply. Right now, there are around 2.6 billion coins in circulation, and the rest of them, around 500 million of them, are just held in the staking smart contract to be given out as staking rewards. Now, as we end this video, we want to let you know about our DeFi for Beginners guide that is fresh off the press. It's filled with fun images and examples and explanations that we haven't yet put into videos. If you're interested, it's completely free right now. You can grab it at whiteboardcrypto.com. We think you'll find it really helpful if you want to understand and make money in the crypto and decentralized finance space. Thank you guys for watching this video. We hope that you enjoyed it. We really hope that maybe you've learned something. And most of all, as with all of our videos, we hope to see you in the next one.